Zimbabwe's gold and foreign currency reserves backing the Zimbabwe gold currency, the ZiG, have for the first time reached $1 billion US, according to the latest update from the Reserve Bank of Zimbabwe Monetary Policy Committee communique. The Reserve Bank has also announced that export receipts surged up to $13 billion US in the first 10 months of 2025, the highest on record, signaling sustained foreign currency inflows and improved confidence access key productive sectors. The MPC also welcomed the downward review of the intermediated money transfer tax on ZiG transactions from 2% to 1.5%, describing the measure as key to promoting use of the domestic currency and enhancing financial inclusion. We are joined in the studio this morning by Blessing Nyatanga, as he is going to kind of just explain to us what this all means. And you know, the gold reserves have hit $1 billion US. What does it all mean, Blessing?
Yeah, it's a very commendable situation that the central bank has reached, because in order to fully de-dollarize, we need to have sufficient forex reserves. So with us reaching 1 billion, it means we're on the right roadmap as far as fully de-dollarizing is concerned, because we actually need $2.5 billion to fully de-dollarize. And this means we have an import cover of 3 to 6 months. So currently it means our import cover is 1.2 months, which is okay, but a healthy import cover is 3 to 6 months. And which means with 2.5 billion that we seek to reach by 2030, it means we are fully able to use the ZiG as our only currency.
As our only currency for that.
Yes.
Okay, so now there's been that reduction from 2% to 1.5% with that reduction. And what's your reading of this position?
Yeah, that was obviously done to encourage the use of the ZiG,
okay,
and obviously embrace the local currency for the citizens. But I'm sure most of us hoped that the IMTT would be completely removed.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the minister explained and said that if they removed it, then the government would be underfunded. So they had to reduce it to 1.5%. And what that does, it encourages the use of the ZiG, and ultimately increases its value.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. And lastly, I do know that you are rushing to work.
No, that's
we
okay.
are already at work. But anyways, my last question to you, Blessing, is interest rates have been kept at 35%, and statutory reserves were held steady, with year-end inflation now expected at between 15 to 17%. Is this a cautious move?
It's a cautious move because keeping the interest, the bank policy rate at 35% means that it's obviously going to discourage borrowing.
Okay. And
the whole idea is to maintain a stable macroeconomic environment. It's a move to avoid inflation.
Okay.
So it's obviously going to slow down economic activity, whilst ensuring that they achieve their objectives as far as keeping inflation down is concerned. I understand we're at 19% currently, and maybe by December we'll be at 15%, and maybe single digits by the first quarter of 2026, which hasn't happened in 20 years. So wow. This is, it hasn't happened in 20 years to reach a single digit as far as inflation is concerned. So this is what they seek to achieve by keeping the bank rate at 35%. And they've also maintained the reserve requirement ratio at 15% and 30% for time and demand deposits. That is also to discourage banks from lending. And ultimately, these are moves to keep inflation down.